All right, I figured we'd start off with the 75-gallon SPS tank. And I just turned off the flow, so I was going to show you the top view first. I put some new coral in here, over here on the right, put a new acropora colony in that was growing right here. A little bit of it's still left there next to the Pocillopora. I had it in the Frag Tank and it grew huge, so I figured I'd put it over here where this Setosa is kind of dying back. The polyps are already coming out on it, so that's cool. Let me go ahead and take the tops off here real quick and show you what's going on. I still got a few issues, but not too bad overall. Got a little bit of biropsis that just popped up here all of a sudden. See that in the middle there? A little, looks a little brown there. That's actually biropsis. I can tell because it's got the little fern leaves to it. And I didn't put anything new in here until just today. The biropsis showed up a couple days ago, so I went ahead and put some fluconazole in the tank, and that'll take care of it in a couple weeks. I had to pull my chaeto out of my sump, otherwise it'll kill the chaeto too. Still having a little bit of an issue with polyp extension on this acro here, but not too bad. And everything else is doing pretty good. I noticed that this Montipora digitata is growing over the Montipora capricornus there. You can see that, it's just growing right over the top of it, which is pretty neat. I went ahead and moved the sand away from this guy down here. So, because it was getting covered in sand, that's why it's kind of white down there. That'll actually color back up once the light gets to it. That's actually new growth right there. Then over here, the Montipora setosa, for some reason, this used to be a big old colony. I trimmed it back a lot today, but it was dying off. I don't know why. I didn't see any nudibranchs or anything like that. So I don't know what, just all of a sudden it died back. So I went ahead and put this acro colony here that used to be in this tank anyway. It started off as a little frag, and it grew huge. It used to be over here, like I said earlier, next to this Pocillopora, and it was shading everything else here. It outgrew the Disney big time, so now it's over here. I just put that in today, so I think that'll be cool there. You can kind of see it fills in that corner right there. But everything else is doing pretty good. No complaints on anything else. This is kind of like a little cage match over here. You can see the Leptocerus and the Montipora and the Pavona. They're all duking it out still, and this Jedi Mind Trick Montipora is getting torn up right here. You can see it's like a little cage match going on right here. It's trying to get up to that Setosa there. I think it might win. You can see a little bit where the Jedi Mind Trick's beating the Setosa, but that'll be interesting to see what happens out of those four in another year or so. The green slimer acro, it's doing okay. It's seen better days, but I mean, it's still hanging in there, so that's doing okay too. But all in all, not too bad. Just have a few little issues still, but we're getting through it. I upped my phosphates. My phosphates were bottomed out, and then I got them to like 0.4, and I noticed that I do have a phosphate consumption on this tank, so I've been watching it and dosing it as necessary. So hopefully that'll help perk up the acros in here with the polyp extension and that, and I'll just keep an eye on it. So looking pretty good so far in this tank, not too bad. And next is the Fowler tank. I had an issue with flukes on this new Emperor Angel, but got that taken care of with some Prazipro, and I did some hyposalinity. You can see his fin there, it's healing up, that side fin right there. It got chewed off by the flukes, which are actually flatworms. But I did a freshwater dip, and that's in a separate video. And so I went ahead and treated the whole tank because it's just fish and rock in here. And I did hyposalinity, and so far I haven't seen any more signs of flukes, which is really good. And I decided on a name for this fish. Since his fin was all messed up, I know it's kind of hokey, but I just decided to name him Finn. Trying to think of a name for him, and I seen his fin was all torn up. I'm like, man, your fin is just messed up. And I go, oh, Finn, so that's a good name for him. And then Puffy's doing good. Want to say hi, Puffs?
It depends. You gonna feed me?
Yeah? You sharpening your teeth there or what, buddy? You dulling them down?
Freaking starving over here. You're making me eat rocks.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool, bud. You guys are doing a good job keeping this rock clean too. The Angel does a really good job. And so does the Fox Face. Puffy helps out too, right, Puffs?
Yeah, but I'd rather be eating some clams right now.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll feed you guys in a little bit.
Yeah, you better.
Okay. I won't forget, I promise.
Yeah, I heard that before.
Yeah, these guys are doing really good. There's Leonidas, the big fish in the tank. Bandit's cruising as usual. This is a 6 foot, 135 gallon tank. Yep, and they're doing good. And up next is the newer Frag Tank. Some of these will be going with me next month to the Michigan Aquarium Expo. That's in Taylor, Michigan at Taylortown Trade Center. So if you're in the area, come check it out. It's mostly freshwater, like a lot of freshwater, but I'll be there, and I'll see if I can get some other buddies to come and have some coral and stuff too, because they do welcome saltwater folks there as well. Sometimes there's equipment there, sometimes there's frags. A lot of people have the axolotls and stuff too, if you're into that. So yeah, I'll be taking some of these with me to the trade show next month. And these are doing pretty good. I ended up adding this Kessel here. I just had it basically for a light for fragging because these A360Xs, they create a shadow effect because they're just that little spotlight. So I got this other one here to kind of fill in the other side of these acropora. You can actually see where they're shaded there to help color them up. Those won't be going with me next month because I want to get those colored up. So I added that light on there, and I may add a couple more in between rather than going with more of these A360Xs. I'll go with the 160s WEs in the middle here, just to kind of fill in. But everything's looking pretty good in here. Got some acans, different favias, some candy cane corals. Those are always cool. I got some more SPS I got to frag up, like this. I think that's some kind of Leptocerus, jack-o'-lantern Leptocerus, something like that. I gotta frag that up. And then this crazy T monopora in the back here, that's coloring up nicely. That's what I wanted it to do. So I'll be fragging that once it's colored up. I don't think it'll make it for next show, but maybe in October or November, I'll be having frags of that crazy T. But a lot of these will be going too. They're looking pretty good. Got some Pectinia there, some Goniopora, Galaxia. And I got to frag up this Favia here. That's a Blast Furnace Favia from Tidal Gardens. I got to frag that up. That thing kind of grew everywhere. So everything's doing pretty good in there. You can see that at the show next month at Taylortown. And onto the main frag tank. I fragged up my mushroom rock finally. These mushrooms are pretty big. You can compare them next to my hand there. It's about 4 inches wide, maybe 3. That one there. So I made some rocks. Actually, I cut the rock up into 3 pieces, and then I got some singles off of it too. So some of that'll be going to the show next month. I don't know what I want to do with this rock yet. And got a lot of zoas. I had a lot of zoas just growing on the rack here, so I took them off the rack and I put them on plugs. And I like to do really cheap on zoas because I like to share zoas. And I got some more I got to frag, I see. But zoas are one of my favorite. I think that everybody should have some zoas. So I'll be bringing a lot of these with me too. Then there's some Hollywood Stunner Chalice there. And I got a big old mushroom there. I don't know if I'm going to bring that or not, but that thing got huge. It was on a rock full of them, and I separated it out by itself, and it got huge. So I kind of like it. I might keep it for a while. I'll be bringing this leather too, though. This I forgot the name of that one. Either Nepthia or can't remember the other name of it, but I'll be bringing that too. So yeah, this tank's doing pretty good. And here's the 36-gallon bow front. I've done a lot of work in this tank. Got rid of the algae that was in here. I added some more coral. Here's a cool toadstool. This tank is actually my oldest tank, believe it or not. It's 5 years old, but I've changed it a lot over the years. There's some more of that leather coral that's huge. Like the size of a basketball. Clownfish likes it wherever he's at. There he is. So this tank's doing really good. The acans are growing back. Those were in there a long time ago. I got a picture of them right here, what they used to look like. And then they faded back. I put them on another tank and they went away for a while and then they came back. So that's cool that they're growing back. I'm starting to add different kind of LPS to make this a mixed tank. It started off as a mixed tank and then I went to a salty tank with zoas. And now I'm going to make it a mixed tank again. The only issue that I do have is bubble algae, so I'm going to decide what I want to do with that. Maybe get some emerald crabs and try those, or fluconazole or something. We'll see. I put some peppermint shrimp in here to try to help with the hydroids. And I noticed that I think they ate this galaxia coral here, because this was up top here on the rock. And just all of a sudden one day it was all gone. I'm like, well, that's weird. And then I seen them and I'm like, oh, I bet the shrimp ate them. There's one right there. So I didn't even think about that when I put them in, so I'm going to keep a better eye on them. But I'm hoping they'll eat the hydroids. I don't know if they will or not. I know they're good for aptasia, but I don't have any aptasia in this tank. I don't have any in any of my tanks. But if I ever had a whole bunch, I would put them in for that. So we'll see what happens with them. I might rehome them if they, start eating more coral and stuff, but I'm going to see what they do with these hydroids. I am noticing that some of the hydroids are disappearing, so that's a good sign. I just don't have proof that they're actually eating them. I haven't seen them eat them, so I'll see if they're the cause for that or not. So yeah, this tank is, I'm going to perk it up until I get my dream tank in about another year or two, and then I'll combine this tank into that tank. But I'll just keep this tank going with new coral in it and keep the algae out of it. It's looking pretty good. Well, that'll do it for this video. Things are doing pretty good, as you can see. Things are starting to turn around. You just got to catch issues as they happen. It's always something in reefing, isn't it? So this is Reefer Matt from the Reef Cave. Thank you for watching and happy reefing.